For the best experience, please use headphones or listen in a quiet environment. Unleashing the power of love and compassion. Transform your life today. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are diving deep into a topic that has the power to transform your life. Not just your life, but the lives of everyone you touch. We're talking about love and compassion. These aren't just words, they're the essence of what makes us human. But here's the kicker. So many of us have misunderstood what true love and compassion are all about. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that love is conditional? That it's tied to what someone does or doesn't do for you? What if I told you that true love is not possessive or conditional? It arises when the self is absent. Imagine living a life where love and compassion flow through you naturally, where you're not bogged down by ego or expectations. That's what we're here to explore today. The misconception about love. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. So many of us believe that love is something we receive from others, that it's transactional. But real love doesn't work that way. Love isn't about possession, it's about liberation. It's not about what you can get, it's about what you can give. Think about this for a moment. How often do you attach conditions to your love? I'll love them if they treat me right. Or, I'll be kind if they deserve it. Let me share a quote with you by Jiddu Krishnamurti. When there is love, there is no me. It is not personal, but a state of being. What does that mean? It means that true love comes from a place of selflessness. When you remove the ego, the me and mine, love becomes unconditional. Leo Buscaglia once said, "Love is always bestowed as a gift, freely, willingly, and without expectation. We don't love to be loved, we love to love." This quote is a powerful reminder that love's true beauty lies in its selflessness. It's not about reciprocation. It's about the joy of giving. President Barack Obama once said, "The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something." Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. This speaks to the power of taking loving action. Not just feeling love, but expressing it through tangible acts of kindness. Thought-provoking questions. 1. What if the reason you feel unfulfilled isn't because others don't love you enough, but because you're not giving love freely? 2. What would your relationships look like if you stopped keeping score? 3. How would your life change if you saw love as something you embody rather than something you seek? 4. Are you willing to let go of your ego to experience love at its deepest level? 5. What stories have you been telling yourself about love that might be holding you back? 6. What would happen if you loved someone without expecting anything in return? Action item 1. Reflect on your relationships. Take 15 minutes today to reflect deeply on your relationships. Write down the names of 3 people you love and ask yourself, are you loving them for who they are or for what they do for you? Be honest. Are there hidden conditions you've attached to your love? If so, write down one way you can love them more freely without expectations. The power of compassion. Now let's talk about compassion. Compassion is love in action. It's empathy that leads to a desire to alleviate suffering. But here's the catch. Compassion isn't just about others. It's also about yourself. Brené Brown said, "Compassionate people are boundaried people." What does that mean? It means you can't truly show compassion to others if you're constantly depleted or resentful. Compassion doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means showing up with authenticity and kindness while also honoring your own needs. Mother Teresa famously said, "If you judge people, you have no time to love them." This is a call to action to replace judgment with understanding. Imagine what the world would look like if we all chose to see others through the lens of compassion rather than criticism. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Compassion grows when we turn our focus outward, making service to others a pathway to inner peace and purpose. Action item number 2, practice self-compassion. Take a journal and list 5 things you've been hard on yourself about lately. Next to each one, write down a compassionate response you would give to a friend facing the same issue. For example, if you're upset about missing a deadline, remind yourself, everyone makes mistakes. What matters is how I move forward. Do this daily until self-compassion becomes second nature. Why the ego gets in the way. Let's get real. The number one barrier to love and compassion is the ego. The ego thrives on separation. It says, I'm different from you, I'm better or worse or separate. But when you operate from the ego, you build walls instead of bridges. Let me ask you, how often does your pride prevent you from saying, I'm sorry or I forgive you? How many relationships have suffered because your ego refused to let go? Eckhart Tolle reminds us, the moment you become aware of the ego, it is no longer the ego operating in you. Awareness is key. The next time you feel anger, jealousy, or resentment, pause. Ask yourself, is this my higher self speaking or my ego? Rumi, the 13th century poet, wrote, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right-doing, there's a field. I'll meet you there. This speaks to the transformative power of releasing judgment and embracing unity. When you let go of the need to be right, you open the door to connection and understanding. Oprah Winfrey said, you can only be truly accomplished at something you love. Don't make money your goal. Instead, pursue the things you love doing, and then do them so well that people can't take their eyes off you. This reminds us that love, not ego, drives authentic success. Action item number 3, ego check. Every evening, take 5 minutes to reflect on your interactions that day. Ask yourself, were there moments when your ego got in the way? Did you prioritize being right over being kind? Write down one instance and how you'd approach it differently next time. Action item number 4, gratitude. Practice. Every day, take a moment to reflect on 5 things you're grateful for. Push yourself to go beyond the obvious. Instead of just listing family or health, think deeper. Maybe it's a stranger's smile, a lesson learned from failure, or the quiet moment you had with your morning coffee. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. It's a powerful tool to cultivate love and compassion within yourself and towards others. The ripple effect of love and compassion. Here's the beauty of love and compassion. They're contagious. When you show up with an open heart, you give others permission to do the same. Think about a time when someone's kindness completely changed your day. Now imagine being that person for someone else. Dalai Lama once said, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Happiness isn't something you chase, it's something you create through love and service. Martin Luther King Jr. said, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. This quote challenges us to respond to negativity with positivity, to combat division with unity. Eleanor Roosevelt said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. This is a call to let love and compassion guide us in creating a brighter future. Action item number 5, random acts of kindness. This week, commit to performing 10 random acts of kindness. Make them intentional and varied. Pay for someone's coffee, write a note of appreciation to a coworker, or donate your time to a cause you care about. Notice how these actions not only brighten someone else's day, but also enrich your own. Building empathy. Empathy is the foundation of compassion. It's the ability to step into someone else's shoes. But here's the thing, empathy requires presence. You can't truly connect with someone if you're distracted or preoccupied. Let me ask you, when was the last time you truly listened to someone, not just hearing their words, but feeling their emotions? Action item number 6, active listening. The next time you have a conversation, practice active listening. Put away your phone, make eye contact, and focus entirely on the other person. Reflect back what they've said to ensure you understand. This simple practice can deepen your relationships in ways you can't imagine. Overcoming judgment. One of the biggest barriers to love and compassion is judgment. We're quick to label people as good or bad, right or wrong. But judgment comes from fear, not love. When you judge someone, you're putting them in a box, and you're also limiting yourself. Wayne Dyer said it best, when you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself. Judgment keeps you stuck in the ego. Love frees you from it. Albert Einstein once reflected, a human being is part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts, and feelings as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a prison, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion, to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. This profound insight reminds us of the interconnectedness of all life and the transformative power of expanding our compassion. Action item 7, release judgment. For the next 72 hours, commit to noticing when you judge someone. When you catch yourself, pause and replace judgment with curiosity. Ask yourself, what might this person be going through that I don't see? Write down your observations and reflect on them at the end of the day. Wrapping it all up, love and compassion are not just ideals, they're practices. They're choices you make every single day. And here's the best part. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. You start to operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. You start to see the world not as a competition, but as a community. So here's my challenge for you. Choose one action item from today and commit to it. Maybe it's reflecting on your relationships, practicing self-compassion, or performing a random act of kindness. Whatever it is, take that first step today. Before we wrap up, I have 2 quick requests for you. If you found value in this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Why? Because by doing so, you're not just supporting this channel, you're ensuring that more people can access content that inspires and empowers them. And one last thing, is there a specific topic you'd like us to cover? Something that would help make this world a better place? Let us know in the comments. Your ideas matter, and together, we can create a ripple effect of positivity. Thank you for being here. Remember, love and compassion aren't just gifts you give to others, they're gifts you give to yourself. Let's make this world brighter, one act of love at a time.